Jesus, H tap dancing Christ on a pogo stick. It's about 10:20 a.m. Wednesday morning West Coast time. At no point in any video that I put up yesterday did I tell people not to go to the No Kings protest marches this weekend. Nor did I even imply that. Two of the videos that I did yesterday, one was about a security bulletin that was released by the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security and has been circulated to every single law enforcement agency in the United States. That document did strongly imply that everyone who shows up for a No Kings protest this coming weekend is a domestic violent extremist, a terrorist. In that document, the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security sought to inextricably link two recent violent attacks at ICE depots, whatever the hell we're calling them, with the No Kings protests. There's no evidence to support that, but that is what federal law enforcement is telling every single law enforcement agency across the United States, state, local, federal. I think it's important to be aware of that. So I made a video about that yesterday. Then I made a separate video about another article that I read about the very strong desire of Donald Trump and Stephen Miller to see violence in the streets of the United States that they can use to seize more power and further consolidate the power they already have. And that they are very likely going to, in some way, shape, or form, use this weekend's protest marches as a vehicle to achieve those ends. Again, I think it's important to be aware and informed of what this administration is doing, what this administration is planning, and what they are actually implementing through things like security bulletins put out by the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security and circulating those to every single law enforcement agency in the United States at the state and local level. But, it's like I come across these articles, I come across these documents, I come across this information, and I'm like, this is extremely relevant right now. And so I make a video about it, and then I get accused of fear-mongering. I don't really care about that, but it's like, if you don't like my videos, don't fucking watch them. Problem solved. A lot of you guys scare way too easily. I'm going to be there on Saturday. I'm going to be there on Saturday. I'm going to have my phone with me. I am not going to be wearing a mask. I am going to be screaming at the top of my lungs against this president, against this administration, against ICE, against elected Republicans, against Donald Trump and his inbred, half-smart, fart-huffing Gomer MAGA supporters. I am going to be exercising the full extent of my First Amendment rights at full volume, in public, out in the open. And we'll see what happens. But there are things that this administration is planning. There are things that this administration is doing right now in preparing for Saturday's protest marches nationwide. Pointing those things out and making sure that people are informed so that they can be safe, so that they can be careful, is not fear-mongering. It just isn't. And if you took it that way, you should probably stay home on Saturday, because I don't think you're built for this.